Yeah, you feeling oh god, I don't put this on any better? There we go. Ah, there we go. Hello. How's life? You feeling better? Ow. What's everyone been doing on this fine day so far? That's a question for you. Yeah, I did my hair when I got home. I was like, bugger it. But yeah, you'll notice things are a little bit different. Obviously the hair as well. I have the book. We'll be reading from the book itself. Why did you not send me a pic? Because I thought this would be a nice little surprise. Plus, you were out with your mum having a good time. So, anyway, we're reading from the book, but I pulled up my Roll20 account and I put the character sheet for one of the. We can play 2 characters in this. I'll explain in a second. So I thought it'd be easy for you to see the character sheet and the roles as well if I do it this way. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll send you a pic in a bit. I'm sorry. I'll send you a pic anyway. But yeah, we'll be reading from this. I just thought it'd be easier to do it this way, especially with the Call of Cthulhu, because there's a lot on a character sheet compared to the Fighting Fantasy games and all the other games. But everyone good? You're looking after yourselves. The only thing is that I went to like trim the sides and the back. Forgot I binned my clippers, so I'll have to probably go to my mum's tomorrow and be like, after work, and be like, I need to just quickly just do this. Oh, thanks. Looks good. Layout looks good. Good. I'm glad. Watch everyone Fallout and it seems okay. See, my sister actually messaged me about Fallout, and she was like, "You need to watch it." We just watched the second episode. But anyway, we're doing a Call of Cthulhu game book called Alone Against the Static. I've done a Call of Cthulhu Alone Against the Flame, which is one of the solo games you can run with yourself in the starter kit, so you can understand how to play the game. But I know how to play the game because I've been doing years. But we're just kind of dive into. So normally with Call of Cthulhu, it's set in the 1920s. This one is, I believe, is set in the 1990s. A solo 1990s adventure beyond signal range. So there we go. And I'll read you a little bit about it. So I'm not going to start just yet. I'm going to go back a little bit. I know how to do Diana going insane. Anyway, so this one actually comes with a content warning saying Alone Against the Static is a horror scenario and explores themes of grief, isolation, relationships, and heartbreak, and is recommended for mature players. I am not a mature player, but there we go. Hubert approves. Who's Hubert? So, Alone Against the Static is a Call of Cthulhu scenario designed to be played by a single person, where you are both the keeper and player. You're taking the role of either Alex or Charlie. I picked Alex first because that's the male. A young couple who are vacationing at a secluded forest cabin in South Dakota's Black Hills. The collapse of their relationship and a creeping horror growing in the woods around them are the central focus of the adventure. Chaosium recommends this book for mature players. The adventure is set during the 1990s. Unfortunately for you, it takes place far out of signal range. Don't rely on modern conveniences to protect you from danger. Deadly forces to whom a few decades mean nothing. Wait, what? Deadly forces to whom a few decades mean nothing are lurking in the shadowy woods around you. That makes no sense to me, to be honest. Hello, how you doing? The Tater Tot. How you doing? You're all good? From the one shot we did. Yes. Oh, the one shot. I forgot about him. Yeah. You can attempt this adventure as many times as you like. Each playthrough allows you to select different choices or even a different character. With every new path you take, you'll discover more secrets hidden away among the pines. Make good use of the tools at your disposal if you hope to survive this very unfortunate vacation. So that's a bit of a run through of what's kind of it's about. So for us to get started, it says choose between Alex and Charlie. Alex is the boyfriend, Charlie's obviously the girlfriend. You can see in the sheet that I filled it all in on here already, and he is a nurse. His occupation. Or a nurse. So it says let's see, basically just to start the thing. And it tells us, here we go. So, is everyone ready? Is everyone ready for this to start? Give me a nice crisp little thumbs up. Make sure you've got your drinks. Make sure you're ready to type in your decisions, because you'll be helping me survive on this. I'll be trying my best on not to die. I've got to make sure I've got my paper, just in case we need to make notes, so we're good. We need to continue with that one shot with your character, Ben, for sure. But yeah, we all ready? All ready with drink and snacks. Perfect. Right, let's get this on the go then. Somewhere in the Forgotten Wilds, where pine needles carpet the forest floor, something stirs. Winds whip around the Black Hills to places where bears, rabbits, and birds never visit. The trees of the surrounding forest shiver. Beneath the moist earth, something wakes. Shifting from beneath the soil, it erupts in silence from the ground. Its emergence, reverberates throughout the wild. Far off, a wolf's howl is mourning for what will soon pass. It pulls itself from the darkness and breathes. It blinks. Take your chosen investigator sheet, which we've got Alex, and it says roll 3d6 and multiply the result by 5 to determine their luck. And we've not been able to do luck just yet, because they didn't give us an option. So, on here, I should be able to do it. It wants us to do, what, 3d6? Oh my god, I'm going to absolutely butch this, and I apologise. So this is sure, I'm at work and I'm still lurking here. It's all good, I appreciate it. Help you survive. Are you new here? Might as well have been. Let's see. Roll 3d6, which is this, so a little thing will pop up. So that's 13 times that by 5. Oh god, I've got to do maths. Which is 39. So our luck is 39, so we're just going to put that in there. Oh wait, I need to put this in editor mode very quickly. Type it in. There we go. Boom. We got our luck sorted. Okay, to begin your adventure on Alex, go to number 1, and obviously we're Alex, so let's just do this. Let's have fun with this. Oh my god, Peanut's coming around because she's evil. Calc on phone. No, too far away. I can maths. Okay. Damn it, Charlie growls, struggling to fold an impractically large map over your car's steering wheel and avoid veering off-road into a tree at the same time. Can't you just let me hold the map, you ask? No, I can do this just fine, Charlie says, then slams on the brakes to round another tight bend. It is late afternoon on a rural back road deep within the Black Hills of South Dakota. The sun is high, but the air is cold. You've seen nothing but pine trees even, and 2 narrow, winding lanes for over an hour. Your car's radio is getting weaker. It splutters out a Neil Diamond song laced with static. Okay. So it says we can either offer help, or we can change the radio station. What would you like to do? We got a radio? Radio we can do. Help if I actually did this right. So, you reach forward and turn the dial. The speakers vomit static while you scan for a signal. Please, Charlie barks and turns the radio off. I can't think with all that noise. You raise your hands defensively. Sorry, you say. But Charlie ignores you. You stare at them for a few seconds, then sigh, and turn to stare out the window. You watch the muddy green blur of passing trees for several minutes. Finally, Charlie says. They jab a finger down at the still tangled map. It's the next left. You peer ahead and spot a tiny unpaved road cutting deeper into the forest. Charlie pulls onto it and 2 of you weave through the trees in silence. Okay, we make a psychology roll here. So, let me just scroll down. Do I have a Do I have that? I do. It's this one. So with this one, we need to roll. So it's a bit different from D&D. So D&D, normally you have to roll the highest. But in Call of Cthulhu, you roll a d100. We have certain skills that we have certain numbers on. CCR psychology is at 60. We want to get 60 is just a pass, and the lower we get is the better it is the outcome more than anything. So let's see if we actually manage to pass our technically first roll. Fuck! So, normally what you can do in a... We've obviously rolled just over it by 1 point. Now, normally what you can do with luck is you can spend a luck to kind of like bring it down, to push it down, I believe. But we're just going to take the fail as it is, because I'd rather save as much luck as possible. Because sometimes you have to roll against luck, and our luck is not the greatest. So I'm going to say we fail. This is going well. I think this is to show that we're going to be rolling pretty poorly throughout this whole thing. Charlie sulking. This vacation is turning out exactly like you thought it would. Charlie always insists on driving, gets lost, and then refuses to ask for help. The weekend is shaping up to be a nightmare. Dice curse. Yes, absolutely. Anyways, Charlie says, it's not far now. Charlie drives deeper into the forest. The little road you're on winds erratically, dipping up and down as it weaves between hills. Above you, thick grey clouds obscure the sunlight. Soon the sky gets lost in the branches of pine trees. You feel cold seeping in from outside. After a few minutes, a few more turns, and a few miles travel deeper into the forest, the sun sets. Your car's headlights cut into the darkness, revealing the road ahead just a few feet at a time. Eventually, the lights drift over the front of a cabin, reflecting off two windows on either side of a front door, which seems to stare back at you. Oh my god. Ominously. I've been practicing. The car stops and the headlights shut off. Finally, you sigh, and step out onto the gravel driveway. As you walk around to the trunk to help the suitcases, the cold night air seizes around you like a vice. Are you hungry? Charlie asks, while you try to keep from shivering. Make a con roll. If you fail, we have to... oh my god. Peanut, really? So a con roll. I believe it's just, press this. So we actually, yeah. We did good. We did good. So no, that's normally an extreme success. If we're rolling for something extreme, that would be fantastic, but we're not. But anyway, it's a success. You nod. Sure. Hamburgers? Hamburgers it is. You take a brown grocery bag from the car's trunk, grab your suitcase, and walk to the cabin door. Charlie opens it up and steps inside. You follow, closing the door behind you to keep the chill out. So far, we're doing good. Doing okay. The cabin isn't very big. It's just one central room with a double bed, a chest of drawers, and a corner set up to serve as a kitchen. There's no microwave. Both the oven and stove use gas. You see two doors. One goes to the rear of the cabin, while another leads to a small bathroom. You just know it's going to be freezing in here. On the wall opposite the bed is a TV and VCR unit sitting on top of a cupboard. The whole cabin is lit by muted yellow bulbs. It's not dark, but it's not quite light either. I'll be in the John, Charlie says, and steps inside the small bathroom and shuts the door. You are left alone. You put your suitcase on the bed, take out a few essentials, then move to the kitchen and unpack your groceries. There is a gas fridge and icebox that, judging by the steady and not at all soft hum emanating from it, was installed sometime in the 1970s. So, we have a choice, everyone. Do we want to get started on dinner, or do we want to wait for Charlie? They are your choices so far. You think starting on tea is good? Food. Oh, okay. I guess it wasn't much of a question then. Okay, get started on dinner. Ugh. You unpack ingredients for hamburgers. You find matches in a drawer, hold a lit one to the stove's gas burner, and turn the dial. Nothing happens. Damn thing. You ignore the front left burner and use the front right instead. It lights up super quick. You've got patties frying and are chopping tomatoes when you hear the toilet flush. Charlie emerges from the bathroom soon after, sighing contently. Oof, I'm sorry. I've been holding on to that one since we left Pierre. Pierre! How charming, you mutter. Charlie comes up behind you and wraps their arms around your waist. You feel their breath on your neck and the brush of a kiss against your cheek. I love you, Charlie whispers. Okay, we've got another one. Do we respond lovingly or do we change the subject? Lovely. So do we say we love her back or are we just going to change the subject? So here's a little bit about the characters, by the way. They've been dating for 5 years. Yeah, they've been dating for 5 years. Lovingly. You're like, lovingly? Let's see what Ben says, though. Or anyone else. Headbutt is not an option, I'm sorry to say. Huh. Let's go and do lovingly then. I love you too. You turn your head towards Charlie and kiss back. Now scoot, I need to finish dinner. You busy yourself in the kitchen while Charlie flops onto the bed. I'm so glad we're here. Me too. I think it'll be really good for us, you know? Yeah. Like Dr. O'Brien told us, Charlie says, staring at the cabin's warped reflection in the mirror-black TV screen. Getting away from everything to just focus on us will be great. I think it could be really healing. Do we want to talk about plans for tomorrow, or do we want to reassure Charlie? I will go with a consensus. Okay. So the main thing that we also need to know is that, obviously, Charlie loves Alex a lot. It's like they are their important person, their significant other in their life. But Alex isn't really feeling it. He's been put off with things like the past couple months, which is why they've decided to do this. So that's why it's given us the option to, do we want to, like, still say we love them, or are we going to be like, nah. But yeah, are we going to reassure, or are we going to talk about the plans instead? Plans? Not sure on this one. We can go with plans. Number 18 we have to go to. You still want to go on a hike with me tomorrow? Charlie chuckles. Yeah, sure. I mean, what else are we going to do, right? I'm anti-romance. That's okay. Their laughter hangs awkwardly in the air for a moment. Then Charlie coughs and quickly changes tone. It's beautiful here, though, really. Yeah. I can't wait to see the sunrise. After a few minutes, you serve up the burgers. Dinner passes in near total silence. What about tonight, though? Charlie asks. You swallow your last mouthful of food. What about it? It's been a long day. How about we catch a flick? Charlie gestures at the TV. Do we agree to watch a flick or do we complain? So far, Alex kind of seems a bit like an ass. I'm just saying. Oh, you say you agree. Ooh. What the Jenny, you want to complain? Oh. It's either roll a d6 to pick, because you've kind of put me in the middle here. So, we'll roll a d6. I am maybe falling back into watching stuff. Ooh, what kind of stuff? Don't like flicks. Flicks, movie. That's what a flick... Oh, unless you mean like chick flicks. Right, 1 to 3, we watch a movie. 4 to 6, we complain. We'll watch the movie. Uh-oh. Anyway, not sure yet. I'm moving away from books, I think. I mean, you can still use your channel to do reviews on that, by the way. Sure, you say. Charlie grins and takes the dishes and heads over to the sink to clean them. You walk over to the TV unit. It's a relatively cheap model for the late 1980s, sitting on top of a dusty VCR player. You switch both on and open a cabinet beneath them, wondering what videos Charlie's brother and his wife left behind. So, oh, this is something I forgot to say. The cabin that we're actually in, that we're residing in, is a cabin that Charlie's brother owns, and they went there when they were having a difficult time in their marriage, and they said, go to our cabin. Let's see. What videos Charlie's brother and his wife left behind? He sure likes scary movies, you say, looking over the titles. 15 different tapes, and you're sure the covers pretty much every major slasher film on the last decade. God, none of these look good. There's not even a single comedy, Charlie asks from the kitchen. Ooh, make a spot hidden roll. Which is this. We want to get 65 and below. We failed dramatically, so we fail, so we go to 20. You take out the tapes and go through them one by one, rolling your eyes and performatively gagging at each cover as you go. Charlie walks over and joins you. Maybe we should have stopped by a Blockbuster on the way. Blockbuster, they were the days. They were the absolute days, but I think you should then. I think you should do that. Turn it not just a book, but do movies and series as well. Let's see, maybe we should have stopped by a Blockbuster on the way. You're telling me, these covers all look cheap. Think they're bootlegged? Horribly, Charlie shrugs. I could have sworn he said there was more than just horror. He said they watched something that sounded like a chick flick last time they came up. Maybe it's still in the VCR. Charlie leans over and presses the eject button on the machine. There is a whirling of mechanical internals, then the unit spits out a tape. Aha! Charlie says. Is it blank, you ask? Nothing written on it, but they're bootleg, right? You shrug. Whatever, rewind it and we'll take our chances. It can't be worse than any of these. Okay, do you want to get ready for bed first, or do you want to watch the movie right away? Yeah, we had Blockbuster in the UK. I love that place. I used to go there all the time. What do you mean, was it in the UK? Dude. But yeah, are we going to watch the movie straight away, or are we going to get ready for bed first? I mean, yeah, Netflix was that originally, wasn't it? And then you have to send it back through the post. Odd. Get ready for bed first. Okay. You grab your bag with one hand and head for the bathroom. I'll be right back, you say, and slip inside. It's even colder in the bathroom. You set the bag on the sink and blink at your reflection staring back at you from a nearby mirror. The door creaks open just a little. You sigh and push it closed again, but it doesn't take. Look closer and see a little latch at head height. The door obviously can't hold itself shut unless it's locked. You roll your eyes, ignore the door, and brush your teeth. A few minutes later, you return to the main room and change while Charlie waits patiently on the bed. The movie is all set up, paused at the beginning. You climb up onto the bed and settle in as well. Ready for the random, hopefully not horror film? Charlie asks. Sure am. Start it up. You smile and slip under the blankets. Charlie presses play on the remote. When the film begins, the screen is black. There is faint music but no opening credits. Then the screen cuts to blurry footage that was clearly recorded on a handheld camera. Is this one of Mark's home movies, you ask? Charlie laughs, then reaches for the remote. Oh wow, I'm sorry. Wait a second, that looks familiar, you say, pointing at the TV. Charlie hesitates. On screen you see a wall of tall forest trees. Leaves and pine needles crunch under the feet of whoever's filming. The camera pans across the landscape, creating a blur of greens and browns. Suddenly you spot Mark's cabin, standing alone in its little clearing. A dull red sedan is parked out front. That's Julie's car, Charlie says. This must have been after their wedding. The camera is shaky. Wind rushes against the microphone, causing a brief flurry of horrid scraping from the speakers. There's movement near the red car. A woman. Julie is taking bags from the trunk, smiling. Yeah, Charlie says. This is at least 5-6 years ago. Julie turns as the cabin door opens. Mark steps out while over... Oh, wait, what? Sorry. Mark steps out, walks over and takes one of the bags from her. They smile and exchange unheard words. You sit bolt upright. What the hell? What's wrong? It's only Mark. Yeah, so who's filming? Charlie stammers and blinks. On the screen, Mark and Julie go inside and close the door behind them. The camera zooms in towards the window. The picture is a grainy blur of colours. You see movement in the cabin. The camera zooms even closer, then harsh wind picks up and howls through the speakers. The image smashes to a slurry of loud static. White noises booms out into the room. The sound drills into your skull. You feel like it's going to make your head explode. Oh, we have to make a sanity roll. So the whole thing about this. Oh, hi, Mark. That's a good movie. What's that one? Is it called The Room or something like that? Right, let me just make a note of this. So we need to make a note on this entry. You may need to return to it. Okay, so this is number 22. We need to make a sanity roll. If you fail, lose 1 sanity. Okay, sanity roll. Well, we fail, so we lose 1 sanity. So, fantastic. So the lower our sanity gets, if we get to 12, basically we're insane, and it's game over, by the way. Also, the one-shot failed that too, yeah. So we're at 59 now. And I don't think you can gain sanity back, or you can slowly, maybe, but you have to spend time in hospital in-game. Okay, so we did that, we lose that, we need to check the box unsettled. So this unsettles us, by the way. So, do we cover our ears, or do we scramble for the dial and turn it down? You're already insane, so we're good. How dare you? Was that 3 fails, 1 pass? No. So we need to roll. So we need to roll 60, and we rolled a 63 instead, so it's a failure. Oh yeah, it is. We've done 3 fails and 1 pass, but the pass was an extreme success. Yeah. But yeah, are we covering our ears, or are we going to try and turn it down? Down? Okay. You dart from the bed, grimacing at the ear-splitting noise. You switch the dial and kill the TV. Charlie is sitting on the bed with their heads clamped over their ears like a dope. Sorry, it's only a remote for the VCR, there's no volume control. What the hell was that, you ask angrily as you step away and slump back onto the bed. Charlie shrugs. I don't know. Mark and Julie came out here with someone else? Charlie laughs. I don't really want to think about what my brother and his wife get up to when they're out here. You roll your eyes. That was creepy. It was like a peeping Tom. Well, we know it's not, Charlie gestured to the TV cabinet. Why would Mark and Julie have the tape? Do we get frustrated with Charlie, or do we stay calm? I don't know if it's my screen or the fact I have flux running, but your hair actually looks orange. No. No, Eno! No. Anyway. You're mean. Anyway. Listen. Are we going to get frustrated with Charlie, or are we going to stay calm? Frustrated. Well, Charlie's the girl. We're the boy. We're Alex. So we're going to get frustrated, so we're going to 24. You sigh. Whatever. You always know best, right? Charlie frowns. What's that supposed to mean? You remember the car ride up, the way Charlie was reading the map while driving, refusing your help, and getting lost over and over. Never mind, you say, then roll over in bed. Did you get the light? You don't want to watch a movie anymore? Nah, you say. I pull the blanket tight around yourself. I just want to sleep. Charlie sighs. Fine. You feel the bed shift as they stand. I just think that the TV set blares to life again. It bellows static throughout the cabin, thunderous scraping and coughing bouncing off the walls. You thrash and cover your ears. Charlie swears, but you can hardly hear it. The noise builds to a frantic peak. It's almost unbearable. Then, just as quickly as it began, the noise stops and the TV falls silent. All the lights in the cabin go dead. The power is out. Great. Charlie, you asked the darkness? Yeah? What was that? Power's out, I think. You hear scrambling in the darkness as Charlie shuffles along the floor, one hand touching the wall. They flick the light switch several times. I thought this place was on solar panel. Power, evil. Oh my god, I'm getting like tongue-tied here. Well, I guess solar power still runs out. Is there a backup or anything? I don't know, I guess. I'll have to head into town and call Mark in the morning. Oh, that's just great. You pull your legs to your chest. Okay, whatever. You're not used to this level of dark. The city doesn't get dark like this. You raise your hand in front of your face. You can't even see its outline. You feel anxiety rising in your chest. The cabin sucks. You shift around on a lumpy bed and try to get comfortable. Charlie joins you before long. The bed frame creaks and they settle into it. Babe, Charlie says. What? Are you going to sleep? What else am I supposed to do? The power is out and we're in the middle of the woods. Okay, sorry. Charlie rolls over. At least you think they do. It's hard to tell in the dark. After a few moments, they speak again. Must just be an old shoddy TV. I think Mark has had it since the 80s. I don't care. Can we just make sure the power's back tomorrow? Yeah, I'll do everything I can. Wow, okay, so Alex is a knob, just so we all know. Charlie doesn't stay awake long. You hear their breathing slow quickly and fade into the gentle rumble of sleep. For you, sleep comes much later. The creaking of pines, the howl of cold wind, and another strange and unidentifiable sounds echo through the black hills around you. The anxiety in your chest burns as you lie silently in the dark. It's a relief when you fall asleep. But we get these little things where we have to tick. We call... I'm assuming that when we have certain events, if we have them written down, we can only do certain reactions. Like this one's got nyctophobe, but I don't know what that even is. I don't even know what it is. So maybe that's something to even Google. Let's see. So go to page 34. So this is good. When you wake in the morning, you are alone. Oh, hydrate, thanks. Just what I need. Question. What is everyone's thoughts so far? I know it's pretty much like a slow build-up so far, compared to like all the other games we played. Let's say the other games, Creature of Havoc. Because that pretty much just throws you into it, and this one's more of like a slow build-up to kind of like build the atmosphere, I suppose. Yeah, it didn't. It didn't at all. When you wake in the morning, you are alone. You stir in the bed and sit up. Babe? There's no answer. The only sound is the wind outside, carrying with it a gentle morning bird song. You get up and cross to the kitchen. There's a note taped to the chunky refrigerator which is written in familiar handwriting. Sorry again, I just want this weekend to be special. Gone to town to get help fixing power. Back ASAP. Love you. You set the note down. Looks like you have a few hours to yourself. Do we eat breakfast or do we go for a brisk walk? Or, I mean, I'm creeped out by the vid. I don't like things with like that. I think it's creepy, and the fact that it's in the build, like in the VCR. A, how did they get in? And B, did they actually know them? Or is it just us overthinking? But yeah. Do we want breakfast? Or are we just going to go, nah, walk it? I mean, you do like your walks. You do. I know you do. So, number 37. Outside, the air is fresh, the sun is warm, and the sky is mostly clear. You fill your lungs with a scent of moist soil and pine trees. You take a few steps forward and peer down the driveway. It weaves away into the woods. The trees are so thick here that you'd probably have a better chance listening out for cars than looking for them. You turn and head down a walking trail just by the cabin. The earth has been worn smooth by the hiking shoes of innumerable visiting families. The forest grows thicker around you as you walk. Unseen critters skitter past in the underbrush. Birds move through the branches above, calling out and making pine needles rustle. You come across a blueberry bush. Oh my god, why do they have all these, like, blueberry bush? Critter skitter. I'm struggling with these words because they're, like, so similar. And what's with all the pine needles? They're obsessed with it. I may have to keep account on the word moist. I mean, yes, please do. And also the word pines and pine needles. You come across a blueberry bush just by the trail. Do we collect the berries or do we continue our walk? So far, character-wise, Alex is not a nice person. I feel, just by his attitude to a lot of things and how he instantly blames Charlie for stuff. It's very, gaslighty. Oh, you say berries? Berries? Cool, okay, we shall go with berries and thank you. You squat. You squat down and pick berries from the bush. Their flesh is weak. Juices spill off and stain your fingers purple. You're about to lick them clean when you hesitate. Blueberries are safe to eat, right? It wouldn't be a good look to accidentally poison yourself the first time you set foot outside the cabin. So here we get to make a natural world roll. Which we have somewhere. There we go. Well, it's not very high for us, so that's for sure. Oh, we're still on this. Natural world. But we failed! That's a good sign. Okay, if you fail the roll, go to 104. We could die already. That would be good, wouldn't it? Nah, I've made note of where we're up to. What harm could a few berries do? Plus, you're at least 90% sure you know what kind they are. You lick clean the residue on your fingers and pop a handful more into your mouth. Before you leave, you pick a final bunch to fill your pockets. You stand up, chewing, and continue down the trail. You feel a gentle flutter in your chest as you go. You wonder about the day before, about the long drive and your relationship. Then you think of the howling television static. You fold your arms and continue walking. It's hard to keep that image out of your head. You keep your eyes on the trail and force yourself to focus on the now. That's the best advice you've received. Focus on the now. Off to the left you hear running water. So we need to write down survivalist because... way. There we go. Oh, we up to? It was 104, wasn't it? Okay, so we're going to investigate the sound, or we're going to stick to the trail? Investigate. Okay. So, investigate the sound is number 44. So, look. You step off the trail and stride through the forest towards the sound of running water. The ground is uneven, so you steady yourself on the trunks of nearby pines as you go. You walk for a little while until the sound of water gets louder. You crest a small ridge and discover a bubbling stream just on the other side. The water is rushing downhill fast, headed south. It's clear and fresh. The trickling sound is melodic. Melodic! So, we've got a thing here that we don't have. So we can either drink from the stream or sit for a moment and enjoy the serenity. Drink! Drink? You want us to drink from the stream? May as well top up the healthy berries. Ah, you know what? You got a point. You do have a point. You carefully walk down to the riverbank. Loose leaves and pine needles wash downstream in a tiny rendition of white water rafting. You drop to your knees, scoop a handful of clear water into your palm, and bring it to your lips. It is cold and refreshing. It's telling us to make a listen roll, so we're trying to see if we hear anything. Oh, we finally got a good one. We actually made it. Go to 46. No choice to drink and enjoy. Hey, we drank it and we enjoyed it. Yeah, but we can't just enjoy the serenity at the same time, unfortunately. Beyond the stream, between the trees, you hear twigs snapping. You stiffen, then stand up tall. Suddenly, a deer emerges from the tree line. It steps slowly towards the stream, then spots you, freezes, and stares. The water running between you and the deer is the only thing that moves. You are both completely still, watching each other. You notice one of the deer's eyes is swollen with pus and blood. Make a natural world roll. Whoa, we actually did it. Okay, nice. If you can see, go to 47. Oh, I know. And we need to go on a nice long walk, Jenny. Okay, so you've watched enough nature documentaries to know that whatever's infecting the deer's eye isn't common. It doesn't look like any of the frightening diseases, prions, or parasites you've seen on TV. You take a step towards the deer, palms raised, trying to look non-threatening. As soon as you move, the deer turns and bolts. It vanishes into the colours of the forest within seconds. You're left alone by the stream. Creepy. You better get back the trail. So we need to write down veterinarian. Oh, that thing about the thing is though, you don't see the picture that we actually have here of the deer. You see, I don't think it'll show very well, unfortunately. But it actually has like it's got like one of his eyes is that and like oozing. Yeah, we should. Let me just write down this thing because they all mean something. Veterinarian. Oh, oof. Poor animal. Anyway, go to 55. You hit the trail and push forward, heading further down the Black Hills and deeper into the forest. It's a pleasant hike. Sunlight filters through pine branches and casts up dancing shadows all about you in the cool morning air. After half an hour or so, you feel nature calling and step behind a tree to pee. You are fumbling with your clothes when you spot something. Ahead of the trail and nestled in a narrow valley, it's a, oh god, dilapidate, nope. It's a wooden shed that's fallen apart. Do we want to investigate it or ignore the shed? But just take note, like, I've seen enough horror movies, I've watched enough true crime to know not to go near an old falling apart shed. Dilapidated. It's a dilapidated shed. Close enough. I'm taking it. Investigate. Okay, we're investigating. Do not go near the shed. But okay, are we rolling a d6 for this? We'll roll a d6. 1 to 3, we go to the shed. 4 to 6, we don't go near the shed, okay? We're going near... No. What did I say? 1 to 3, we go in the shed. 4 to 6, we don't go near the shed. Where was I? Oh, to ignore the shed, go to 79. So that actually works in our favour for once. Wuss. Yeah. Yeah, I am. Forget that. You've seen enough horror movies to steer well clear of little abandoned sheds found in the middle of the woods. Fuck yeah. You continue your hike for about half an hour, then turn and head back home. Go to 84. Listen, right, the character knew too. You crest the rise that leads back to the cabin. The sun is high in the sky. It's late morning, soon to be afternoon. You sigh. There's no sign of the car, and therefore you're probably still without power or your partner for now. You head inside. Everything is well lit by the late morning glow. You change out of your walking clothes and leave them on the bed, then head into the bathroom to shower. If occupied is checked or written down, on the log sheet you remember a minor detail. Did we? I think it may have done that, but I didn't write it down, so I'm just going to continue like we didn't. We're still going to go to 87. Yeah. Listen, right. Just because even the character in this book knew. Couldn't you get angry and give me sass? So no power but warm water. Oh, no, listen to this. Okay. That's a good question, then. But here, let me read this to you. Water cascades into the waiting tub below, filling the room with a constant loud drizzle that is almost like white noise. The pressure is lousy without power to the pump, but gravity does most of the work. Thank God the water heater is gas-powered. So that answers that one. I will give all the sass. I love the sass. You wash your face and scrub clean the pores off your nose. You turn around in the shower to scrub your back. You pause. Just ahead, the door to the bathroom is wide open. You're certain you closed it. You shut the shower off and step out, grabbing a towel and wrapping it around you. Honey, is that you? You call out. There's no reply. You stand in the empty cabin. Nothing. You're alone. Make a sanity roll. Ew. I mean, Pilot likes to light them up. Okay, fair dues. Well, it is. Well, anyway, sanity roll. We succeed! Yay! Go to 88. We did good with that roll. Even though you're still warm from the shower, you shiver a little. You shove the anxiety down. The door probably swung open on its own. Seems like everything in this cabin is a little faulty. Time to get dressed. Go to 91. You stretch, roll your head a few times to work the tired muscles, then head over to the bed and open your suitcase. You purse your lips and consider how you're feeling. To put on jeans and t-shirt, check practical on the log sheet, or put on a warm, soft track pants and sweater. We write comfortable. Are we wanting to be practical, or do we want to be comfortable? So practical is jeans and t-shirt, and comfortable is warm, soft track pants and a sweater. We've got comfy. I mean, I'm all down for comfy, to be honest. If I'm getting a little bit freaked out, I'd like to be comfortable. But then again, I'd make sure the place was empty and make sure everything was locked at the same time. So we have to write comfortable down. Let's write that down. So with these little things, we get extra little things given to us. So anyway, comfortable. Okay, choose your option, then go to 93. Are the other clothes still in the bed? I don't know. I think he's put them in the wash. No, he says he put them in the washing basket, didn't he? Or something like that. Don't know. Anyway. Freshly dressed, you feel renewed. Now, what to do with the afternoon while you wait for your partner to return? Hopefully they have a solution to the power problem. We can either make some food, we could search for flashlights and batteries so we have light in case it gets dark, or we can try and restore the power ourselves. What are we thinking? If needs be, yes I can. Yeah. I think it depends on the situation. Practical so you can run. See, I'm like, ooh, comfy. Oof. I mean, I would try and fix it. See, I'm kind of the same. See, I'd try and fix it, but I'd also want the batteries and the torch. But we'll go with... So, the choices are, we can go make food. We can eat... Or we can go search for flashlights and batteries in case it gets dark. Or we can try and restore the power ourselves. Oh, you wouldn't try and fix it. But the thing is, though, what if there's something like... What if there's a clue there? Food. So you think food. See, I think this is where we're all going to think of different things now. Batteries. See, this is the thing, right? I'd try and fix it. You're like, no, food. But how are we going to make... We can't make a lot of food if we don't have the power. And then you're like, batteries and flashlight. Okay. D6, 1 to 2. We're going to go do food. 2 to 4. No, 1 to 2 food. 3 to 4 is flashlight and batteries. And we're going to do 5 to 6 to go and try and power it ourselves. Okay, we're going to go do flashlight and batteries. You have a skill of 10. Your character's not going to try and fix it. No, that's... No, where's this skill of 10? Oh, mechanical repair. Yeah, you're right. We could have done it, you don't know that. Well, we're going to go look for flashlight and batteries, so 95. You know there was a heavy-duty flashlight in the car, but it's gone now. What do you have here in the cabin? Right now, when the sun goes down, you'll be left in the dark. Make a spot hidden roll. Okay, spot hidden. Where are you? Down here, alphabetical. Well, hey! We succeed, go to 97. It's similar to your moving bookcase skill. I don't know what you mean. I'm ignoring what you said. In the cupboard beneath the sink, you find a little plastic container with a mini flashlight in it. You switch it on. It works, but the beam is weak. The batteries are probably dying. You look for spares in the pantry, the bathroom, and the bedside tables. Eventually, your gaze settles on the TV cabinet. You cross the cabin to the television and perch on your knees in front of it. You open the cabinet and scan over the videotapes. You move some of them aside to look deeper into the cabinet. In the dark, right at the back, you find a blister pack of batteries. They must be kept here for the remote control, but they fit the flashlight. Jackpot! You swap the batteries out, the beam becomes much stronger. Okay, we need to type in fully charged. Let's do that. We've got fully charged. Okay. We're gonna go cook some food. Apparently, we're gonna go to 94. So we've got the flashlight and batteries. So we're gonna go cook food. Apparently. Be right back. Yeah, no problem. You head to the kitchenette. You're glad the fridge and stove are powered by gas. You cook up. Oh my god, English. You cook up a meal, then enjoy it alone at the little dining table. We tick well fed. Let's type that in. If survivalist is checked on the log sheet, your stomach growls. Let's go to 102. Oh no. Is this going to bite us in the bum bum? We have to go to 102 because we got a survivalist, so we have to go to 102. After a few minutes, your stomach rumbles. You feel something rancid bubbling in your guts. You think back to the berries you ate in the forest and curse your adventurous appetite. No. You stand and head to the bathroom. You spend the better part of the next hour emptying your bowels. When you're done, you return to the cabin. If fully charged or running on empty is checked, we go to 108. So we're fully charged, so we go to 108. There we go. They did come to bite us in the butt. He was right. Okay, things are falling randomly off my wall. Dun dun dun! It's the ghost. You alright? What kind of things? Don't. Also, you were right about the berries, by the way. They did come to bite us in the butt. That tea is cold. We've got water next to us. We're good. Razors. Oh. Spooky. Very fitting for this one. Okay. Just 108. I can't think of anything else to do in the cabin, and restlessness is creeping in. For a while, you lie on the sofa and read an old beat-up paperback from a shelf in the corner. You think it's pretty good, but a little flowery and overwritten. Not to mention how grating prose written in the second person can be. Make a listen roll. Listen seems to be doing okay with us mostly. So we succeed. If you succeed, go to 110. You hear footsteps outside. They crunch on the gravel driveway. You sit up. Didn't hear a car approach. You stand up nervously and creep across to the window. A balding, middle-aged man is standing just outside the front door. He's dressed in a thick winter coat and has his hands in his pockets. You do not recognize him. He lifts his hand to the cabin door and knocks. Do we answer the door or pretend nobody's home? You might. Everyone might. Okay, I don't for two reasons. First one is because he... Oh, okay, so don't answer, yeah? What's... I'm just very quickly going to get a glass from my water because I don't like the bottle trickling. If they don't exist, why do you have wards? Just saying. Don't need them. Oh, what are they for? Now this I'm curious about. Oh yeah, fill us in with this while I pour my water into my glass. That's between me and myself. Me, myself, and I. You know what? That's fine. You don't have to tell us at all. I believe. That's, you know, everyone has their own beliefs. If you don't believe, that's absolutely fine. And if I believe, I'm crazy. That's all good. I really needed that. Right. So, are we going to answer the door, or we're going to pretend we're not there? I didn't lose the things. Things moved. Anyway, back to the book, my friends, please. Also, there's enough blood being spilt in this flat anyway for the diabetic blood sugar testing. I'm just gonna... Are we answering the door, or are we going to pretend we're not home? That is a question for you all. Don't answer the door. No, it's a witness. Oh, God, okay. So we're not. We're going to pretend we're not in, so go to 140. Don't answer the door. They want to give you pamphlets. Oh, no. Not the pamphlets. Someone keeps posting things through my door about Jesus. And then I'm like, you're wasting paper. Why? You wait a few moments, then you hear him step away from the door. You move to the window and look out. You see him leaving. He doesn't head down the driveway. He takes the trail that leads into the forest. It's the same trail you went walking on earlier. You can either follow the stranger or close the door and make sure it's locked. Repent, it's the shed man. Why do they do this? I don't know. Repent, it's the shed man. So, are we going to follow the stranger? Or are we going to make sure the door's closed and locked? My question is, why hasn't he made sure the door's closed and locked, like, already? Follow. Lock the door, that way the monster can't get out. What do you mean the monster can't get out? That's creepy, then. That's extremely creepy. The Dickens. So one person says follow. It's already inside? No, it's not. Right, D6 then. 1 to 3 follow, 4 to 6. Well, it's a 1. We're following. Goes to 138 to follow. You step out of the cabin and watch as a stranger strides down the forest trail. You follow him, crunching along the same stones you trod on earlier this morning. You can't help but feel like what you're doing is dangerous. We can go back to the cabin and lock the door, or pursue him deeper into the forest. It's like it's giving us a warning, like, yo, follow to survive. Are we following? You think so? Damn it. Okay, we're gonna follow. Okay, to pursue him deeper, turn to 141. You hurry after the stranger. You follow behind him through the woods. You're not far away, but he doesn't seem to pay attention to you. You can creep after the stranger, or decide to follow him openly. To creep after him, make a stealth roll. If comfortable is checked on the log sheet, make this roll with a bonus die. Fuck yeah. Right, I'm assuming we're gonna try and stealth this. It's an obvious threat. Open. Wait, you want us to just do it openly? But we get a bonus die. Serious. I would. You're suicidal. That's what you are. I've got an itchy eyeball very quickly. There we go. I mean, the thing is, though, we get to roll a die twice because we are comfortable. Fine, use your dice. Yay! Thanks! Okay, so we're rolling stealth. Our stealth isn't great, so we're rolling it twice, so we're taking the better option. Oh. Yeah, I thought we were gonna fail twice. Okay, cool. We succeed. Go to 144. Fuck you. Yay. You stoop down and step carefully, avoiding sticks and branches to silence your pursuit. The man gets a little further in front, but you don't lose sight of him. After a few minutes, he hesitates. You bob down low. The stranger looks about over his shoulder, then steps off the forest trail and walks deeper into the woods. It's given us options to continue to follow him or turn back. And I'm assuming we've already followed him this far. We could just keep going. Or are we just going to stop halfway and be like, you know what? Nah. Follow. Oh, so. The follow is... Follow... Oh, 155. Oh my god, this is not going to go good. This is not going to go Okay, to continue follow, go to 155. I'm worried. I'm worried. Clive! It is the acolyte known only as Clive, or maybe Colin. What did we call him? The acolyte. Anyway, number 155. The night keeps getting darker. You follow the stranger between shadowy pine trees. How many times have we had the word pine? The forest floor quietly crunches beneath your feet. He still hasn't seen you. He leads you down the side of the Black Hills into a narrow valley where the forest floor plateaus, and pine-coated ridges rise around you in all directions. The sun slowly starts to dip below the horizon. The shadows around you lengthen. Oh, 16 start counting. I think we've had it like maybe 2 more times before then. To continue following, go to 164. To head back to the cabin, go to 156. Are we gonna keep going? Is this it? Is this the choice if it says follow, or are we following 156? You want to head back? Yeah, so to continue following is 164. To head back to the cabin, it's 156. He is boring me. Okay. Clive is not an interesting acolyte. Is he not? Why is he not? Anyway, let's head back. Because you still live. That's true. It's too dangerous to keep stalking after this weirdo into the depths of the forest. You turn around and try to find your way back to the cabin. Make a navigate roll. Oh, damn, what's our navigate roll? 20. That's normally we could push the roll by spending like luck and stuff, but that's too much to push. So we fail. We're going to 159. Oh shit. Yeah, boy. It's dark and getting darker. You see nothing but stones, rocks, and trees all around. It's also getting colder. Your teeth chatter, creating some dull comfort as you shiver. Muscles you didn't know you had tweak and thrum in a desperate attempt to stay warm. It takes an age and the cold is harrowing, but eventually you make your way back to the trail. From there, you make it back to the cabin. It's dark when you arrive. You cannot wait to get back inside. Make a note of this entry number. You may need to return to it. Cool. Right, let me just make a note of that. 159 it was. Let's make a con roll. Where is it? Con. Cool, we succeed. If no, we don't have that. If both wishes. Okay. We're so lucky because if we failed that and we also wore the practical clothes, we would have had made a 1d4 damage roll, and our health. Where is our health? Is tiny. Our health is 13. We would have been down by a lot if we would have done that. So we're rolling to 170. You make it into the cabin and slam the door shut. Once you're sure it's locked, you slide down the wall and sit, head cradled in your hands. You're shaking. That was awful. Utterly, unspeakably awful. Now what? What the heck are you meant to do? Seconds drag by, then minutes, then hours. You stay hidden in the cabin. You prowl through it, peeking outside every now and again, but there's no sign of your partner and no sign of danger either. You think about making a break for it out into the woods, but you know that the stranger is probably just outside watching, waiting for you to try. You feel lost. Then suddenly the TV turns on. Maybe the power's back. Are we going to inspect the television or see if the lights are turning on? It's not raining. Lights. Okay. 184. Lights. Cool. It's not here. Looking at my window. It's not raining. It's back. It's not here. It's not raining. 184. You reach across. Across isn't even a word. You reach. It will be probably. You reach across to the bedside lamp and flick the English is so hard. Yeah, I know. You reach across to the bedside lamp and flick the switch. Nothing. You get out of bed and use the flashlight to find the light switch on the wall. Nothing. Cross the cabin and step into the bathroom. You flick the switch. Nothing. Nothing. Just the TV turned to the VCR displaying slightly illuminated black. And we're going to inspect it. It's quiet. The VCR is purring. The TV is dim. Depending on your choices, you may return to this entry several times. That's an option. If quiet in the evening, no, we don't have that. A couple who came to the cabin is chicks. Nope. Oh, okay, so are we going to watch the tape from last night, or are we going to leave the TV alone? Yeah. So it clearly wants us to watch the TV, but we can just be like, nah, I'm out. Peace. Watch it. Fantastic. To play the tape from last night, go to 208. The tape from last night is still sitting in the little cabinet. Call it morbid curiosity or just a desire to understand what is going on, but you take up the tape and slide it into the VCR. You turn the volume all the way down. You don't want to repeat the speaker blasting static from last night. You press play. Embrace the insanity. No. The tape begins from where it left off the night before. Static. Thunderous white noise muted by your fingers on the volume dial. Then the tracking on the tape flickers. Jagged white lines and silver lines horizontal across the tape. It looks like the tape had more footage to show when you turned it off last night. I need to write a familiar face. 1 second. Check and tick familiar face on the log sheet. To adjust the tracking on the tape using the VCR controls, go to 222 or just let the play on. Are we going to adjust the tape or are we just going to let it play on as it is? I don't know if embracing the insanity is what we really should do. I wonder if this would confuse a young person. Do you think so? It probably would, to be honest. Like, how can they not know? Just play it on, don't adjust the tracking. Okay, go to 209. You ignore the tracking, assuming it will fix itself. The white noise vanishes from the screen. It's replaced by the image of a clearing in the forest. Someone is adjusting the camera, presumably setting it on a tripod. The figure finally steps into view. It's just some guy. He's wearing a fluorescent hunting jacket and beanie. He stands back and looks at the camera, then smiles and turns to the clearing. He set up a little campfire and 2 tiny men tent. After nodding contentedly, the figure squats by the fire, snapping sticks in half and tossing them into the flames while looking at the camera. His lips are moving. We can continue to watch the tape muted, or we can adjust the volume so we can hear what the figure is saying. They're not. No, don't say that. Listen right. Tapes of my childhood. That's how we watch things. That's how we recorded TV shows and episodes. Adjust volume and mute. Oh, damn. Really? First 3 is mute. Others is 4 to 6 is volume. There we go. We're adjusting the volume. Let's see. To adjust the volume, go to 210. You turn the volume dial, and his words become clear. Out 5 days now, I think. He looks up and around at the pines on the edge of the clearing. It's beautiful. I'm expecting my friends any day now. The man stands up, looking down at the fire. Flames are keeping me warm, keeping me prepared. He turns to the camera again and gestures to his tent. It gets cold at night. I think soon, though, that won't matter. He moves to the tent and unzips it. He sticks his head and arms in and forages around a few moments. He comes out of the tent holding a manila folder. The kind you see people store documents in at offices. He walks back to the camera and takes a seat in front of it. The frame is tight around his face. The figure looks directly down the lens, right at you. He says something, but it's too soft to hear. Do we leave the tapes go running, or do we rewind the tape and turn the volume up? And also, Game Dev was saying the other day that can the kids ignore the game controller and we're tapping the screens to get it to work? What? No. I like controllers. I'll keep them, thank you. Oh, F4 Next Gen update is... Oh, hell yeah. That's awesome. Rewind and watch again. Rewind and turn it up. It's 2:13. You rewind the tape. Turn the volume up. It's uncomfortably loud. You press play. You see the man walk back behind the camera and take a seat in front of it. He's so close you can hear his breathing. He looks directly down the lens, right at you. This is the blessing of the child, he whispers. Now that he's up close, you notice something weird about his eyes. He has a little series of pustules sprouting around the rim of his eyelids, almost directly along the same spot where his eyelashes grow. They vary in size but look sore, yellow, and wet. If veterinarian is checked, which we have, we turn to 212. Hey, it's all good. We went back to the shed. Well, we didn't. He didn't go to the shed. He led some rats, but we stopped when it got dark. We could have followed, but we decided not to. We came back, got clean, and the TV turned on by itself, even though there's no electricity. And we found it. We were watching the tape that we were watching last night, and there's a recording of a guy there, and that's just what we're watching. Turn the volume up and down to like hear certain things. It looks remarkably like the deer you saw in the forest earlier that day. Same kind of sore, some kind of strange, sickening disease. But you assumed it was some sort of sickness contracted by animals, not people. Your stomach churns as the man twists and reveals the pustules in all their glory. Go to 215. The man holds up the folder and smiles. Everything's here, just as yesterday. Everything I wrote down after the first dream. He puts the folder in his lap, out of sight, and looks down. You hear the folder open and papers rustle. Any time, tater-tot. Tater-tot. I'll read it again, he says. Words that come to me. In my sleep. He smiles at the camera, proud, and gestures to the clearing behind him. This exact spot, I saw it every night. Every single night. He's giddy now. He looks down at his papers and begins to read. It comes in the face of those it has taken, those it has brought into the fold. By the light of the sun it is hidden, clad in the skin of the familiar. Clears his throat, then continues. By night it walks free, a student of the earth, a venom and cure of the forest. Drawing from deep in the soil, those black hills are its flesh today. Every tree is a hare. Its followers are those dictated by the rule of time. Michael, Homer, Olivia, Darcy. He pauses there and points excitedly to the paper. That's me, he adds, then goes on reading. Marcus, Charlie, Alex, Rachel even, Isaac. Darcy pauses. He looks excited, directly at the camera. Charlie? He asks. Alex? He leans in close to the camera. The entire screen now is just his eye, ridden with pustules. Are you coming home? The screen smashes to white noise and the room fills with crackling static. Make a sanity roll. Well, we lost that one. If you fail, go to 216. This is... Ooh. The static, the horrid static. You can't escape it. You feel it. like icy tendrils in your gut around your throat, burrowing into your brain and stirring around all your thoughts, twisting your feelings and eating your memories. You reach out and slap at the VCR once, then twice. On the third time, you finally hit the eject button and the machine spits out the tape. The cabin falls silent. The television set is there, glowing quietly. The man on the tape. How did he know those names? How did he know you? Make a note of this entry number. You may need to return to it, which is 216. Lose 1d4 sanity. Fantastic. We roll... Well, okay, it's cool. We only lose 1 sanity. I didn't mean to roll that again. My bad. That means to be going to number... 28. That's fine. Our sanity's slowly getting lower. Right, go to 186. I think this is going fine. What do you think? It's going grand. I just made the mistake of listening to 52 Hertz. Isn't that the name of that of that one shot I did? It's do you know the story behind the 52 Hertz? It's so fucking sad. It's so sad. I looked it up. Oh. It's so sad. They're still hearing it now. It's still alive. Anyway, where were we up to? Oh shit, where were we up to? We were at 216, weren't we? 186, that's where we need to go. Why does it want us to go to 186 again? But also, sound makes me feel ugh. I mean, understandable. It's still sad though. Okay, it's quiet. The VCR is purring. The TV is dim. It's literally saying play the tape or leave the TV alone. I'm going to say leave the TV alone because we've just gone through all that and that was traumatic and we lost some sanity. So we're going to 223. You turn away from the television set and cross over to the bed. You sit down and try to avoid looking at it. You can hear it humming ever so softly. We can either go to sleep or step out onto the porch and look out one last time for the return of our partner. Yeah. That happens with certain frequencies. It's a thing. It is what it is, unfortunately. Look for the return. Okay. Which is 224. You follow your flashlight beam to the cabin door and open it. It's dark and cold outside. The wind drifts past the clearing in front of the cabin, down the driveway to the road hidden by the forest. You shine the flashlight left, then right. There's no sign of your partner. You were obviously being optimistic if there were any cars out here. You'd hear them a mile out. Make a listen roll. Oh, that's a fail. We failed to go to 228. What's the 50? Oh, Jenny, I've told you about it. It's that hybrid whale. So, whales... Okay, so let me just put a little thing in here. I'm going to go into a bit of a spiel now. So, 52 Hertz. Many years ago, there were these people out in the waters, and they were listening to frequencies of the whales. Thank you for the hydrate, I appreciate it. Now, whales do a frequency at a certain pitch, which is a lot lower. But they heard one at 52 Hertz, which is the most insane pitch they've ever heard. And they know it's some type of whale, but they didn't know if it was a hybrid whale or... anything. They didn't know what it was, and they went out and basically it was this whole documentary thing. This is good, like in the 80s, I think it was. They went out to see what it was, and eventually they find that it's like a hybrid whale that's deaf. So it's going at a frequency that none of the other whales could hear, and basically it's just swimming alone, and it's still swimming alone to this day because they still hear it every now and then, and that upsets me. That like bloody hell. Like, oh, poor little thing. So I basically, when I did a one-shot Call of Cthulhu campaign, I named it 52 Hertz, and it was based on this whale and other things, and it just went downhill. I know. It is, but it's. I found it beautiful at the same time that it's still fucking alive, living its fucking life. But it's the fact that it's alone. That's the sad bit. Anyway, moving on from that, we did a listen roll. We failed. It's very sad, but it's. I don't even know how I found it. It was just a chance thing. I was looking at audio things to do with like water stuff because I'm obsessed with shit like that randomly, and certain frequencies I can and can't hear. And that one it's a noise. I'll play sound for it later if people want. Anyway, we failed a listen roll. You hear nothing, you see nothing, your partner hasn't made it back. Hopefully they're held up somewhere and will arrive at some point during the night. Still, you can't help but fear the worst. You go back inside and close the door behind you. A half second later, something slams against it. The collision is loud. The door shudders. You hear a roar of anger and the sound of fists beating against wood. The wooden door frame begins to splinter. Someone is screaming bloody murder and trying to get inside. Okay. Fuck, here we go. Do we try and secure the door? Do we grab something to defend ourselves with? Or do we try and hide? Let me read that again. Do we try and secure the door? Or do we grab something to defend ourselves with? Or do we try and hide? Ooh. Defend. We got one for defend. Oh, we got two for defend. Okay. 3 for defend. Well, there we go then. We're going to go and find something to defend ourselves with, which is page 241. Let's see. Hopefully it's not like a stick or something. You search around for something, anything to defend yourself with. We don't have in case of emergency, we don't have that. Razor shot, we don't have that. If close to hand is tick, we don't have that. Oh, God. Okay. To improvise and grab the closest thing to hand, go to 245. I just seen the things. If we had any of these things ticked off, we would have either had a heavy weapon, a sharp weapon, or a fucking axe. But because we don't have that, we have to just find something, so it's random. It's a baguette. It probably will be. So 245. Shit. There's nothing. Oh, there's got to be something here you can use. Your eyes snap between unpacked vegetables, abandoned videotapes, and neatly folded linen. Make a spot hit and roll. Please let us roll good. Success. That's good. If you see, go to 247. Instincts take over. You sprint to the kitchen, open the drawers inside, feel around the silverware. Your fingers close around a steak knife. It'll have to do. You step out to the kitchen and make your stand just by the front door. You grip your steak knife tightly in one hand. After a few seconds, the door bursts open and the stranger steps inside. He charges right at you. Okay, we need to write down last resort, because that's a thing. This is not going to go well. Go to 259. Is this going to be a fight? I hope not. 259. Okay. The stranger is bigger than you. He is crazed, wild, and violent. He thrashes with empty hands in the air around him as he crosses the room in large, rapid strides closing the distance. We can try to get out of the way or attack him as he approaches. So again, we can either try to attack or get out of the way as he comes running at us like this. Ah, I'm a crazy man. Dodge. Okay, we've got one for dodge. I just conked my mouth. Get out of the way. Okay, going for dodge. We can do that, so that's 262. You weave sideways and try to slip out of the stranger's reach. Make a dodge roll. Oh, damn. Oh, dodge isn't really high. Oh, we had managed to do it. Fuck off. 263. You duck under the stranger's wildly swinging fists. He stumbles past you, carried by the force of his blow, and almost tumbles over the bed. You end up behind him just by the cabin door. Do we make a run for it or attack him from behind? Behind. Behind. Oh, wow, okay. Y'all. Okay, attacking from behind, go to 264. The stranger is unbalanced and you have the better position. You lunge forward and attack. Make a fighting brawl roll and add a bonus dice to the roll. Okay. Okay, we don't have red-handed ticks, so we're good. So, make a brawl fight. Where is it? Brawl, but we get to roll it twice, so... Oh, fuck. Wait. What's our thing? 55? Oh, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna push it. I'm gonna spend a luck. I'm gonna make that 55 so we pass. Fuck everyone, what everyone says. What was our thing here? What was our luck originally before? Yeah, it's 38 it's gonna be. Right, so that's actually 55, so we pass. Because I'm not having that. Where am I? Who am I? 265, that's where we're going, sorry. You surge forward, strike and land a devastating blow. You put all your strength behind it. A jarring impact shoots up your arm. You definitely made contact. If last resort is checked on the log sheet, you must go to 267, which we do have. Kick him in the booty. I'll do more than kick him in the booty. Squeal pig. Your steak knife sinks deep into the stranger's belly. He lets out a high-pitched whine and stumbles back. He pats frantically at his stomach, leaving great bloody smears across the front of his clothes. Murder, he cries. You murdered the child. He collapses backwards against the wall, hissing. You can see his madness plainly in the way he glares. This guy is hurt, but he's not going to stop. You're pretty sure if you shot him, he'd somehow keep coming. The endless, impeccable rage burning in his eyes is terrifying to behold. The stranger starts to fumble at the wall next to him and hauls his bleeding body back for the fight. You let the bloody steak knife fall from your clasped fingers. There's no way you're going to give up an opportunity like this while the stranger is wounded. You spin around and sprint through the open cabin door. His howls of rage go quieter behind you as you tear off into the woods. Go to 298. This is going well, everyone. So 298. You dash out into the night, running as far and fast as your body can manage. The cold air burns your lungs. The surrounding trees sound alien as they rustle, making you all the more terrified. Every few minutes you emerge from the trees to a section of dirt road. You keep praying that you'll see your partner's car arriving, but deep in your soul, you know it won't come. After almost an hour of mad flight, you come to a crossroads. You recognize it from your journey up to the cabin. You're not sure which direction leads to the highway and which leads deeper into the woods. The forest feels inescapable. Make a navigation roll. I mean, our navigation is pretty, poop. Oh, we did it! Oh, if you can see, go to 299. What you need is torpedo to get him to climb into. Yep, just like your character did in Call of Cthulhu. You pick one pathway and follow it. Even after hurrying on for what feels like ages, you can't tell if you made the right call. The flashlight you carry is the only way you can see your surroundings. The only thing you can tell is that the forest is quieter here. Eventually, you start to tire. You're also getting seriously cold. You lean against a tree and catch your breath. If well rested, do we have well rested? No, we've got well fed, don't we? We don't have well rested. It's checked. We don't. We go to page 301. You try to catch your breath, but it doesn't seem to work. Your hands slide down to the base of the tree and you collapse down against its roots. You suck air over and over. Your lungs feel icy. Despite the horrible situation you find yourself in, your eyelids feel heavy. You're not sure how long you wait, but it is some time till you feel as though you can get back to your feet. You stand slowly, teeter, but manage to forge on. Right now, you just need to put distance between yourself and the chaos you escaped from. When the sun rises, you'll be able to reassess and begin to find your way back to civilization. Make a note of this number because you may come back to it. Take 1 point of damage. Lovely. So we're actually... oh, that's not what I meant to press. We're actually lost a little bit of health there. Fantastic. Right. Cool. Go to 302. What do you think so far? You think good? You think something's going to be different? What are you thinking? Let's just continue this while I wait. Pine needles, there's the word again, and dirt crunch under your feet as you walk. You make progress, but every step you feel yourself growing warier. You need to find somewhere to rest. Maybe some high ground would be good. Or should you look for a grotto? Anywhere shelter will be best, right? Just as you spot a cluster of trees where it looks like you'll be able to rest and stay dry, you hear a faint hiss from behind you. What was it? Static? Was the sound static? Adrenaline surges through your system. Do we investigate the sound or do we run like hell? That's literally what it says. I refer this to the Final Fighting Fantasy books, to be honest. Oh, really? I have some of these alone again. I've got another one of these if you would like to borrow it and have a go yourself. I'm enjoying this one. Seems more of a... well, that's the thing with Call of Cthulhu. They're more story-based and more about skill checks than anything. So with Call of Cthulhu, with the tabletop RPG role-playing game, which is why I love this one, it's not really about fighting because you can die from like a knife wound or a gunshot, just like in real life, and you can like slowly be driven mad. It's all about the other ways you can do things, the mysteries you solve and investigate and things like that. That's why I love Call of Cthulhu. And when I saw this, because I remember when it was going to be released and I got really excited and I forgot, and then I remembered, I was like, oh my god, there's another one, I need to get it. It's not as overwritten, but stuff is... it pretty much is. Like, it's not hugely written, like, they're all like small things, it's not like a whole page. It's pretty good. But yeah. So we're going to investigate. To investigate, go to 303. You turn to face the direction the sound came from. You can't hear it anymore. Hello? You ask the darkness. It does not reply. You direct your flashlight in front of you. Its light reveals tree trunks, stones, and fallen logs. Nothing unusual. If running on empty is checked, which it is not, so we're good, we would go to 304, but we're not, so we're going to 307. Sometimes it can be a little overwritten, but it depends on which book it is and who's written it. That's the weird part with Fighting Fantasy, but I love it because it's you know, I've got a sword and a shield and ching with it and all that jazz, or magic. You'd like War Against Darkness, to be honest, I think. And I don't know if Fablelands would be good, but it's very much open worldy sort of look, and so is Destiny Quest. I'm not a murder hobo, how dare you? How dare you? Anyway, 307. Your flashlight flickers. Your heart jumps to your throat. The battery's died already. You shake and slap the lens and the beam stabilizes. Nice and solid. Phew! Lucky you took the time to find new batteries. Thank God we did. You search the area in front of you more carefully. The strong light keeps the shadows at bay and makes you feel more secure. After a more thorough look, you confirm that there's nothing lurking around you. Still, something tells you it's best not to linger here for too long. You stride onwards using the flashlight beam to navigate between treacherous tree roots and sharp rocks. After a few minutes of walking, you spot a small clearing through the trees up ahead. You push towards it, snapping through thick brambles and branches as you go. When you emerge into the clearing, you spot a small tent and a fire pit in the center. Looks like somebody's camping here. You might have found help. A familiar face or wrong turn is checked on the log sheet. You recognize the campsite. Do we have familiar face? We do have familiar face. Go to 266. I think this is the guy from the video. And makes you more oblivious to be followed in the dark. What? What do you mean? How dare you? A sense of deja vu washes over you. This campsite is the same one. You hear a rustling from inside the tent. Your nose noisy. I was going to say noisy arrival, but that's also the same thing. Your noisy arrival clearly woke up whoever's inside. A sing-song voice calls out, "Hello?" Your stomach sinks. You recognize that voice. The tent flap unzips, and the same man steps out. He's even wearing the same clothes. He looks towards you, hesitates, then nods. You notice that his eyes show no sign of surprise. Yep. Do we respond to the man politely, or do we respond to him aggressively? And it is pretty much like a beacon. Oh, you think we should be polite? Oh. I like how before you're like, yeah, stab him! Follow this person! Do all these things! And you're like, nah, be polite. Right, polite it is. We can do that. Right. Let's see. Polite is 335. Hello, you call out? You struggle to keep terror or anger from creeping into your voice. The man approaches you. He's smiling. It's called misdirection. No, lull him to feel secure, then stab him. We dropped the knife, remember? Don't worry, the man says, and holds his hands up, empty palms turned towards you. It's okay, I'm your friend. His voice is small and falls eerily. His eyes are wide with excitement. You look around, but there's nothing in the clearing that gives you any new sight into what's going on. What's happening, you ask? You don't expect a real answer, but to your surprise, you get one. I'm someone who can hear it, he says, then lowers his hands. Hear what? The child. What? The child of the forest. You've heard it too, I know you have. When it weeps, it sounds like static, you say. The man smiles. Yes, I knew it. You have heard it. You hesitate. Oh, if Alex has checked, is what we are. Alex has indeed heard the static go to 336. Alex, he says. You freeze. How do you know who I am? The child told me. It just wants a family, Alex. That's what we can give it to. Oh, that's what we can give to it. Jesus Christ, this is reading things now. The voice in the static, you ask? The child, yes. Okay, we actually get options to ask questions now. So, you can either ask what the child is, ask more about what the child wants, ask about how the stranger knows all of it, or ask if he's seen them, if he is the man you've seen around. What it wants. You don't want to know what it is. So wants. Let me put things. So we can either, so we can either learn the child, what the child wants, how he knows it, or if he's the man that you've been seeing around. There's quite a lot of options there. 4. Motive is always the most important thing. See, while yes, that is true, but in my mind, I'm curious. I want to know what things are. Which is why I sometimes go on these weird research, like, deep dives into things. Very rarely, but when it happens, and I'm really curious about something, and I want to know what something is, I'm like, yo. I'm not sure. We'll go with the majority. Okay. So, 338 is what the child wants. The child, you say? That's what post-mortem is for? No. The child, you say? It wants a family? The man nods. It's spent uncountable years alone. It sees past, present, and future. It has tried so desperately to adapt to the technology of our world, but has failed. It just wants people to be with it, here in its home, he gestures. Okay, so that's what it wants. We can either find out what the child is, how he knows all this. I mean, we could just go through all this, so I'm gonna ask what the child is just so it's off the list. You keep calling it a child, you say. What actually is it? The man smiles. Something ancient. I know a strange name for one so old. I believe it was birthed from Mother Earth herself. It exists alone in the wild places of the world. It's lonely and aching. So that's what it is. It's old and ancient, and Mother Earth birthed it herself. And what it wants is a family because it's lonely. And how does he know all this? It is a burden, this knowledge, the man smiles. I came to this place years ago. I brought my camera. I wanted to document the wild, but I found something far more important to document. Something beyond comprehension. I found that the child could somehow manipulate the magnetic particles in my videotapes to show me visions of the future. He smiles wide. And so far, they have all come to pass. The child exists beneath the earth, in the soil, in the trees, and in the pine needles at our feet. The power of the earth all around it lets it smell and taste and touch anyone who encounters it, whether they have already or not. What do you mean, you ask? It sees the future? For the child, there is only now, and now is everything all at once. It's why it was waiting for you, he says. In my time here, the child has shown me many things, all stored in my tapes. I've kept them and labelled them and tried to categorize them as best I could. Let me see. The last one is, if he's the one that we've been seeing around. Are you the guy I've seen around? He pauses, thinking. It may have been me, or rather a version of me. What? I've given myself to the child, he says. I'm in its family now. If it wishes, the child can take my form. Indeed, the child takes many forms, those of its victims, past and future. So, next one is, when you're finished talking, select one of the following options. You can tell the man he is talking nonsense, or ask him how you can leave safely. So, are we going to say he's talking nonsense, or are we going to be like, yo, can you give me like a safe way out, please? Phone's bleeping in the background because it's on charge. Please grab that. Leave safely. Don't provoke the nook job. That's true, actually. You have a point. Okay, so we can leave safely. Go to 350. How can I get out of here? The man's furrow. The man's? That's not even. Let's try that again. The man furrows his brow. You mean leave? Yes, you say. I want to get out of here and go home. I never want to come back here, ever. The man shakes his head. I'm afraid it's too late for any of that. The child has chosen you. It awaited your arrival for so long. You shake your head. I don't care, I'm not staying. You turn and make to run, just as a familiar voice rings out. Wait! Oh. Go to 342. Who do you think this is going to be? I'm going to call it Charlie. You spin away from the man. There, standing at the edge of the clearing, is Charlie. Their clothes are flaked with mud and dirt, and there are twigs caught in their hair. But they're here, they're alive, they're smiling at you. Funny, they say. It's okay. Options. It's me, No! Oh, you've ruined it. Okay, well, options. We can either run to Charlie with open arms or hesitate. No, why would you even do that? But yeah, are we going to run to her or hesitate? I would hesitate. I'm not that dim. He works for the cable company. That's fucking disgusting. Hesitate. We're going for, oh, my voice broke then. We're going to hesitate. 351. Something in the base of your consciousness is sounding a terrible alarm, but another equally strong part is telling you to run over and embrace the person that you love. If Broken Heart is checked, which it is not, we can flee. But because we don't, we go to 343. You dash across the clearing and cling to Charlie. Oh my god, I've been so worried. You hold them close against you. If you have Broken Heart, which we don't, we go to 352. Could be child who can take on forms. That is true. It probably is. Charlie hugs you back. I know you have. Don't worry. Everything is going to be okay now. We're all together now. You feel Charlie's hand stroking at the back of your head. You pull away. You don't have time for this right now. Charlie, where's the car? We must get out of here. We have to go now. Charlie looks back at you sadly and shakes their head. No, honey, we can't go. We have to stay here. The way Charlie speaks is all wrong. Standing close now, you notice 1,000 subtle details that don't fit with the person you know. This isn't Charlie. I know you're nervous. I try to explain everything, but I just don't think there's much point. They raise their arms and open them wide. I'll just show you. If arrival is checked on a log, a horrible image flashes in your mind. Arrival is not picked. So we go to 348. Could be a child. It's a child! No! No, so we go to 348. You can't bring yourself to answer. Your mouth just opens and shuts like a fish's. Charlie watches you for a long time, then bows their head. Your heart stops. Oh no, your heart drops. I need you, Alex, Charlie's voice says, but this time it comes from behind you. You spin around and see that the man who crawled out of the tent, body unchanged, is now wearing Charlie's face. There's two of them now. They're on either side of you. I need you like I needed Charlie, they say. And when they speak, their voices merge, overlay and bleed static. You're here now. We can be together. We three, we four, all of us. Please come with me. Make a note of this number you may need to return to, which is 348. This is downhill really fast, I think. We make a sanity roll. Which is a failure even, which we lose 1d6 sanity and watch us roll really high. We lost 6 sanity, so we're going down to 52. That's good. That's bad. The heart stop is coming. Yep. Okay. Do we agree or do we refuse? Do we agree to go or refuse to go? I know that our mind is slowly slipping from us, though, so there's plenty left, but our rolls are going to get harder. Also, at some point, things will start happening to us sanity-wise. So we're going with refuse. Okay. To refuse, go to 357. Ooh. No, you say. I don't want that. What? I don't care what you or anybody else says about the child. I want to go home. I want to leave. You see your partner's face fall. I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry I couldn't make it painless. Your partner's face bulges. Pine needles sprout from their cheeks and emerge covered in blood. Their mouth opens and a thick, fleshy tentacle laced with pale blue veins and coated in saliva unfurls. You hear your partner's voice screaming. The child is given form. From its flesh emerges a true manifestation. A dozen more voices join the noise. They're laughing, shrieking, and crying. They're chanting something, a name. They repeat it again and again. Ushtika, Ushtika. Ushtika, that's... Your partner steps closer. Clothing sloughs away from their body as their chest spills open into a sphincter-like maw, from which echoes a horrid, swarming hail of static. Do we run or do we fight? Do we run or do we fight? So I'm assuming... I'm just imagining it like a hookworm mouth, you know, like just circular and like teeth, like na 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 na. Why is always a chest? Run. I mean, yeah. I'm with you on that one. To run, go to 358. You take one last look at your partner's body. It's disintegrating, turning something foul before your eyes. There is nothing left you can do for them. It doesn't matter how you feel about them, what you wanted for them. Some greater force has decided for you. All you can do now is run. You race for the edge of the clearing. You can make it out if you're fast enough. You hear the warped sound of your partner's voice calling after you, but you don't turn to look back. Then you hear heavy, slamming footsteps fast approaching. Makes a dex roll. What's our dex? 60. Oh god, please. We would get fucking 69. Shit. Oh. The thing is, do we want to push it, or are we just going to take the fail? I kind of want to push it. No, okay. We're going to fail, because I've just seen it. But then we'll go back, okay? Pause, let me see this. So, we failed, okay? So, you never make it to the edge of the clearing. Just as you're about to break into the trees, you hear a footstep right next to you. You catch sight of a tentacle whipping in your direction. You throw yourself sideways and manage to avoid the blow, but you tumble down and land on your hands and knees. Before you can stand, a catastrophic force slams into your back. Your spine is immediately crushed, and you fall face first into the ground. You feel two strong tentacles seize around your torso and yank you into the air. With agonizing slowness, the tentacles turn you around. You see your partner. They are mostly a monster now. Only their face remains. As your vision goes black, the last thing you see is their face. They look so disappointed. The end. So if we fail, we die. So I'm going to go back up to, I'm going to say that we actually passed just so we can go past it, which is 360. I'm going to say we made that little run. Because then the story continues. You run through the forest. You jump logs, duck under low-hanging branches, deftly avoid the moss-hitting stones. For a while you hear the sounds of pursuit, but terror, rage and anguish pushes you to run for far longer than you have ever before. Eventually the sounds of pursuit fade. You keep running, tears streaming down your face. You run for hours. You only stop when the sun rises. By the light of the new day, you find your way through the trees back to a main road. You walk, haggard for hours. Sometime in the mid-afternoon when the autumn sun is beginning to dip, you are picked up by a passing trucker. He stares at you curiously and asks repeatedly if you are alright. You never answer him. You ask to be dropped in the centre of town, but he drops you at the police station. Doesn't matter. It'll do. You head inside. No, I don't cheat. That was the end, and I want to continue the story from where we're at. Days pass in a blur of hospital visits, police reports, and soul-sucking interviews with smiling psychologists who assure you they're only there to help. Search teams go into the Black Hills to try and find your partner. They don't find anyone, but you never really thought they would. They do eventually find your car. Even though it has your license plate, the searchers say it can't have been the same vehicle. It was rusted, covered in moss, and looked as though it had been abandoned in the forest for years. You find no reprieve even in rest. When you sleep, you dream only of the forest, the lonely trees, the wet soil, and the endless night sky. But there's a strange budding warmth in your belly that makes everything seem fine. Somewhere out there is screaming, a chanting, the winds that unsettles the trees. The breeze makes the pine needles dance across the forest floor. Then there's static. Oh god, oh god, I can't pronounce that word. Anyway, a sound running together, blending to create a long, all-encompassing drone. It fills your head, your very being. The static is all. Then suddenly the warmth in your stomach explodes. Your flesh tears, yet there's no pain nor blood. You watch in horror as gnarled branches of some ancient tree emerge from your stomach, all while twisted roots encircle your bones, crushing and cracking them. You try to scream, but only static emerges. As the static fills you and everything around you, the last thing you're aware of is the endless sea of stars above you. The cold stars, then darkness. Go to 354. What the fuck? We've given birth. We're a man-mother now. 354. The darkness lifts. The light of dawn brings you to wake. You don't recall how much time has passed. It might be years later, or could it be years earlier? Somewhere in the forgotten wild you stir. You see the ancient forest around you. The pine needles feel like carpet on the ground. It's all warm and familiar. The wind flutters through the black hills to a place where no bears, rabbits, or birds even tread. Trees shiver in the final moments of summer, and beneath the moist earth, you shift. Dead branches and fresh soil fall away from you as you emerge, human again. You rise from the damp earth and breathe. You blink and hear the call of your master. The child awaits you. You have successfully completed the story and have been reborn to serve the child, as you will be again and again for all eternity. The end. There we go. That's the end of Alex's story. I think we did pretty well. We still could do Charlie's point of view or different endings. There's multiple different endings, just so you know. So that's not the only one. There's many more in these type of books, which I love, especially with story-driven ones like these. And obviously we've got different point of views. So we also have Charlie's, the female's version of things as well, to a certain point. But I like that. It was interesting. I thought there would be more about the monster in it, but it was more focused on the relationship aspect of it, which was unusual for a Call of Cthulhu game. But I still enjoyed it. It was still a good game. I kind of expect a little bit more of the monster though, but it was good. It was a good little book. I liked it. Also, I forgot I didn't actually get to show you. I thought it was okay. It could have been more scary though. Alone Against the Flame is which is one in the starter pack, is like more like cult based, like mental shit, and there's burning things and stuff. In the character sheets in the back though, they do have the picture of the characters just so you know what they look like. But yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. Maybe Transvals you see the monster more. Probably. It could be that more than anything, because they are the first one to kind of go out and things could happen with them. Charlie's occupation is a salesperson. They are 32. I forgot Alex. His age isn't on there, but I just put him down as my age. I need to steal the cult one for research. Absolutely. I have a free PDF that I can send you, because I've got a few of the PDFs online that I bought online from Drive-Thru RPG, and I also have some of the physical books as well. So it's up to you which way you would like it. What I heard was good. I enjoy things like this. This is why I've got like a whole lower shelf just full of like things like this. But it was a good little read. So, oh yeah, that was a good little little chill little stream for us to do. It was a good little time. I also can't find my Call of Cthulhu character sheet. I believe it's on Roll20. No, it's going to be on Roll20. It'll be on my Call of Cthulhu section. I'll find it for you. It'll be on here, so don't even worry about it. But I think it was a good story. But I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for chilling with me. I appreciate it. I will sort out the review for this, and I'll put up the next poll for which one we're going to be doing next. But thank you. I appreciate it. It's a good little read. I'll probably go through at some point Charlie's point of view, because it's a good little 2 hours is nothing for when it comes to these like, this is nothing compared to the books, because normally they take long ass time, like a good few hours. But we'll work on that. Thank you very much. Stay awesome, and yeah, we'll catch you very soon. No, thank you very much. I appreciate you helping and making choices, because I think we would have died a lot sooner if it was me. So yeah, choice occasions. Yeah. Good day, and I'll catch you all later. Cheers. Bye bye. Be good.